The first season finale of Paramount Plus's drama series Landman centers on the fallout from recent unsavory events surrounding Monty Miller's treatment due to his health problems. Tommy Norris, with the help of his boss's wife, Monty Miller, takes over running MTEX Oil. By deciding to proceed with a farm out, he makes a major decision that affects the future of the oil company and the Miller family. In the midst of the Landman's new duties, he faces the danger posed by Jimenez, a drug dealer who is not prepared for a kind conversation. Warning, spoilers ahead. Episode 10 Recap. In the Morsels of Trust, Tommy Norris figures out that in the occasion Monty Mill operator becomes crippled or bites the dust, he has been named leader of MTEX Oil to serve Kami and their 2 girls. The Landman is mentioned to run the endeavor until it is offered to help the money manager's widow with monetary undertakings. Following Monty's passing, Tommy is likewise assigned as the agent of the trust. As our legend changes with his new position, Kami gets the staggering news that her better half requires a heart relocate because of a cracked aortic aneurysm. The clinical staff will watch out for Monty and connect life-supporting gadgets to him until he gets another heart. As the new chief of the oil organization, Tommy's main goal is to settle the homestead out that his supervisor had endorsed, which is worth more than $160 million. The mill operators could fail as a result of how perilous the venture is. In the most ideal situation, pushing ahead with the undertaking could yield more than $1 billion. The Landman spreads out the worst situation imaginable for Kami. After impressive idea, she gives the approval for the ranch out and plays another hand of poker. Tommy contacts Rebecca Falcone with an end goal to re-evaluate the ranch out agreement. Notwithstanding his solid aversion for her, he is hesitant to eliminate Rebecca since she has acquired Monty's approval. Despite the fact that Nathan is a moral legal advisor, the Landman recognizes that she is better at arranging. Tommy calls his long-term associate to make sense of his choice. Dale and Nathan follow Tommy's requests and instruct Rebecca on the idea of a ranch out so she can arrange a more ideal arrangement with less monetary gamble. The Landman is worried about depleting the mill operator family's reserve funds by putting more than $160 million of every 9 oil wells that might yield all purchases are final. Jimenez and his Galino pack hijack the Landman as discipline for Tommy's requests to Rebecca. Unbeknownst to the street pharmacist, the fix has a caution framework that saves the specialists at the crime location for quite a while, seriously influencing the medication cartel. Jimenez intends to exhibit his predominance over his rival by impacting different oil wells. He ties Tommy up and fiercely attacks him. Similarly, as Jimenez is going to kill the Landman, a baffling figure shows up with a gathering of men and stops the assault. The figure butchers Jimenez and his group without kindness. This singular ends up being Galino, who is both Jimenez's chief and an infamous medication cartel pioneer on a worldwide scale. Understanding that dispensing with the Landman would cause undesirable to notice the oil patches a urgent region for his opiates tasks, Galino chooses to save Tommy's life. Other oil enterprises would take a negative signal on the off chance that Jimenez had killed the emergency president. They could depend on the public authority for assurance, which would be awful for Galino's medication exchange. A portion of these organizations even have ex-presidents on their sheets, making it simple for the DEA to camp out on their patches, something the cartel would incredibly disdain. Since Jimenez considers their conflict a special arrangement, he endeavors to kill Tommy. In any case, Galino regards it as a business matter. He sets to the side his pride and spotlights exclusively on monetary figures since he is a financial specialist. The least demanding way for him to shield his inclinations is to work with oil firms, not against them. This acknowledgement probably didn't take him long to reach. Therefore, Galino stretches out a hand of kinship to Tommy. He trusts that by safeguarding the Landman, they will foster an exceptional liberality that will prompt common advantage. The oil partnerships stand to lose little from the well blasts, so Tommy has a motivator to acknowledge the cartel chief's proposal of coordinated effort and harmony. Curiously, the collaboration they examine probably won't be the degree of Galino's contribution in Tommy's life. The Landman's expected interest in turning into an oil magnate is enlightened when the cartel head recommends they meet to discuss oil wells. Thusly, he can ensure that the participation they started will be maintained all through the Permian Bowl, especially with the support of a central part in the professional MTEX Oil. Possible. Galino has arrived at the understanding being one of the oil investors awards him the valuable chance to have a voice and propose strategies that shield his inclinations as the head of the Monty cartel. Monty Mill operator, Kami, and their two youngsters are seen crying wildly as the last scene of the Scraps of Trust unfurls. Watchers might be confounded or stressed over the finance manager's fate because of the unexpected and unpleasant second, especially after Kami keeps calm during her significant other's a medical procedure. What befalls Monty is additionally covered in secret by the out-of-center screens in this situation. In any case, we trust he's fit as a fiddle. After the extremely rich person is moved to a room following his medical procedure, the family might accumulate, which could prompt a genuinely tense scene. Clinical experts probably rushed to the space to treat Monty assuming he were genuinely dead, considering that he is a conspicuous client. The situation rather portrays individuals from the clinical faculty walking around the room aloofly, unmindful of the situation unfurling inside. The occasion could never have happened after the doctor's visit since they might have taken out the cylinders from Monty so his family could partake in a few last minutes with him. Yet again considering this, the finance manager is by all accounts all battling for his life. Ryder is gradually turning into the sort of individual he was intended to be. He has shown his commitment to Anley by putting her necessities before his own since they met. True to form from a young fellow, he has placed up with Tommy's ludicrous expectations and dangers without looking for any sort of vengeance. He might have the option to date any lady he needs, yet he turns into an extraordinary artist for Anley's bliss, an image of his obligation to her. Their association is currently serious and not simply dispassionate, on account of this disclosure. Despite the fact that he realizes Tommy will likely beat him seriously, Ryder actually chooses to go through the night with Anley. This shows her that he will tolerate anything for her. Anley and Ryder probably won't be going anyplace at any point in the near future. Their bond is vigorous and strong, which could see them through any tempests that come their direction. At the point when Cooper and Ariana start to regularly participate in close exercises, their relationship blooms. To value their solidarity, they invite their hesitations and questions. Be that as it may, their delight is hosed as she takes care of Elvio's assets, who died not very far in the past. Everything related with their marriage takes as much time as necessary. She struggles with relinquishing the roughneck and tolerating Cooper as her accomplice since she becomes involved with her recollections of Elvio. This hindrance seriously jeopardizes their relationship as well as purposes her to scrutinize her own convictions. Cooper handles the matter to the best of his abilities despite Ariana's reservations. He doesn't want her to forget Elvio, so he mourns with her instead of requesting or expecting her to do so alone. Whenever she needs someone to cry on or just wants to think about her late spouse, he is there for her. As long as he doesn't feel the need to hurry things between them, Ariana will have plenty of room to grieve. She realizes she made the right choice in choosing to be with Cooper after witnessing his emotional growth. His ease around her pain and history only serves to deepen her faith in him. Cooper makes no effort to erase Elvio from Ariana's life despite the fact that he has succeeded her late husband. She is free to share her memories of Elvio with him since he acknowledges his presence. Knowing that she doesn't have to go through her loss in isolation is a comfort, as it prevents her from losing touch with Cooper. Their bond is stronger than ever because they are committed to achieving their shared goal of being together. Ending scene. At the end of the first season of Landman, Tommy finds a coyote in his front yard. In the previous episode, the Landman's neighbor killed another animal, and this time, the coyote finds its body lying nearby. Tommy becomes worried upon seeing the coyote and even advises it to leave the area they share because it is not suitable for its survival. He seems to see a reflection of himself in the coyote as he says this. The Landman has spent many happy hours careening around the state, much like the wild animal. Still, he has faced numerous problems in his life due to his independence. When Tommy tries to handle things on his own, Jimenez almost kills him. He has learned that life is a game with multiple rules from every enemy and challenge he has faced over the years. The Landman may have come to the realization that in order to stay alive, he must play by the same set of rules as everyone else. His new role as president of MTX Oil has severely limited his freedom of action. Instead of gaining independence, he faces new constraints and near-death experiences as a result of his freedom. Coyotes are not exempt from these harsh realities either. While we may believe that animals have inherent freedom, in reality, such freedom is conditional upon their compliance with human regulations. The moment they venture into dangerous territory like a woman's front yard armed with a rifle, they are brutally killed. When it comes to Tommy's lack of independence, the coyote and he are kindred spirits. The Landman warns the animal to flee because, based on his past experiences, he knows that its death is imminent.